Hello everyone, in this video I'll be reacting to one of the early uploads from the YouTube channel The Game Theorists. This video came out in 2014, so I think it's around 7 years ago. Let's go!
Here on Crossover, we focus on pathways by which two characters on opposite ends of the gaming multiverse can hypothetically meet up for an even bigger adventure. In doing so, we've often caught some flack for using Super Smash Bros. As a way to connect between universes. But what if we didn't even need it? What if Nintendo actually left behind clues to show us that Mario, Link, Kirby, and all their other star characters weren't scattered across the multiverse, but actually existed within the same, singular, universe?
Same singular universe without using Smash Bros? That's a bit difficult.
Do you really think that we can do this ourselves? I mean, that seems like a pretty big task.
I had that exact same thought. Thankfully, I think I've got just the guy.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Crossover.
MatPat! MatPat! I choose you! MatPat!
Whoa! Aren't you MatPat from Game Theory?
That's right. Now let's get this show on the road. Play that theme song.
Before we begin our search through the Nintendo vs. Stars, let's take a look at all of the games with evidence of taking place on the same planet. Ironically, this tour begins with the galaxy-hopping Mario. Our first connection is obviously with the Donkey Kong series because both Mario and Donkey Kong originated from the NES and arcade hit, well, Donkey Kong. DK later retired and passed both his namesake and his series on to his son, Donkey Kong Jr., taking place in the nearby jungles, seas, and isles.
I suppose you could say these take place in the Donkey Kong country.
Right. Mario and Luigi's games take place on the mainland in the Mushroom Kingdom and its sister country Sarasaland, while the Yoshi series takes them to neighboring islands such as Dinosaur Land. All these characters living so close to each other pretty much explains how they're so easily able to meet up for bouts of golf, tennis, and go-karts, or to just kick back at the party.
Yeah, but Mario to Donkey Kong and Yoshi is like the most obvious connection we've ever had.
Of course, their world is big.
What about these clues you were talking about?
Okay, well the other strongest connection on what we'll call Mushroom World is between the two biggest kingdoms in video game history. That's right, the Mushroom Kingdom and Hyrule actually exist seas apart on the same planet. Do you remember the Running Man from Ocarina of Time? No matter how hard Link tries, no matter how fast he runs, the Running Man will always outsprint our fairy friend by a mere second. Now, clearly an athlete of this caliber needs to take a vacation sometime, and what better place than the Isle Delfino? In Super Mario Sunshine, there's a cocky man dressed up as a Pianta, known as Il Piantissimo. Translation, the greatest Pianta.
The greatest Pianta, okay.
Who will race Mario on multiple occasions. So how do we know that this freaky faker is the same person as the Running Man? Well, by going into his character model and removing his mask, the true identity of Il Piantissimo is revealed, the Running Man. Maybe the Running Man took off across the ocean like a basilisk and just happened to end up in Delfino. It's not easy being the hero of time, or wind, or light, or whatever he's being called these days, but sometimes a guy just needs a break. In Super Mario RPG, we find our legendary Link taking a snooze at the Rose Town Inn. It's not surprising that it's impossible to wake him up, seeing
Good morning, wake up, wake up, wake up.
how he can be such a deep dreamer.
Speaking of dreams, Mario and Link aren't just linked on the physical plane, but also with their minds. Both the games, Super Mario Bros. 2 and Link's Awakening, take place in their respective heroes' dreams. As Mario ventures to Subcon in his slumbers, he faces off against the mischievous maniac, Wart. As you may know, Super Mario Bros. 2 was an American creation based on the Japanese game Doki Doki Panic, where Wart's original name was Mamu. Back on Colint Island, Link sought out the very same Mamu to learn the final ocarina song needed to help awaken the Windfish. Though Mamu appears here as a neutral player, he isn't totally without fault, as he's brought over his crew from Subcon, Pokies, Babombs, and Shy Guys to interfere in Link's plans. But Nintendo's connective clues aren't specific to just those three. There are a lot more franchises to touch on. Outside of the Mushroom and Hyrule Kingdoms, most of Nintendo's games take place in outer space.
Outer space?
But what does that mean exactly? While most of these franchises take place on various planets, these planets all exist within a singular Nintendo universe. Take a look at this.
Space Federation, Mario Galaxy, Galaxy, Bubble Galaxy.
We mentioned earlier that in Super Mario RPG that Link can be seen sleeping in Rose Town. However, in the very same game, the famous intergalactic bounty hunter, Samus Aran, can be seen sleeping in the guest room at the Royal Castle.
Hey, maybe she made it to the Mushroom Kingdom after crash landing her ship in Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
Whoa, that actually happened?
Yup, take a look. It's dark and hard to see, but any diehard Nintendo fan could tell you that is definitely Samus's ship.
It's not surprising. This isn't the first time she's appeared in other Nintendo games. In Kirby's Dream Land 3, Kirby is recruited in the Iceberg world to annihilate Metroids, Samus's main adversary. At the end of the level, she actually appears in person to thank Kirby for his hard work.
Thank you.
That is, if you consider genocide work. Samus, she's like the Nick Fury of the Nintendo-verse, gathering heroes to fight the evil Metroid threat.
Metroid's also
Is Avengers Assemble. Alright, sorry. Just go carry it.
appear in the Kid Icarus series, or at least a close cousin of them, the Cameos. Pit even acknowledges the strong resemblance before being shut down by Verity, who claims that the Metroid universe and the Kid Icarus universe are not one and the same.
Oh.
It's true, we've never seen anything Kid Icarus related in the Metroid games, but let's not forget that Nintendo is very keen on having separate galaxies in their games. But the universe is a big place, and it wouldn't be too far-fetched to assume that both Metroids and Cameos share a common ancestor.
Now let's talk about Pikmin. The series protagonists are from a little planet named Hocotate, and they visit an alien world very similar to our own, which is scientifically known as PNF 404.
That's kind of a mouthful, isn't it? Let's just call it the Pikmin planet.
Alright. After Captain Olimar's accidental discovery of the Pikmin planet, he's commissioned by Hocotate Freight to take a new expedition to cover the company's massive debt. Now, Olimar's original
So you guys explore a planet. Wow.
ship, the SS Dolphin, was sold to help out with the aforementioned debt. But Hocotate Freight supplied Olimar with a new interstellar vessel, simply known as the Ship, which, oddly enough, makes an appearance in Super Mario Galaxy 2's Space Junk Galaxy.
There's a good theory going around stating that the Pikmin planet is in fact Earth, as many earthly objects appear littered around the world. While this is a fun aesthetic choice, let's look back to the Nintendo 64 with Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards. Now look at this. The Shiver Star is very clearly a frozen Earth. Note the singular moon and what appears to be North and South America. This means that Earth could very well be in the Nintendo universe and that the Pikmin games are happening right under our noses. In other news, this also means that one day the planet will freeze over, humanity will be wiped clean, Pikmin will both evolve and become extinct, finally leading into the events of Kirby. The pink puffball is a black omen of things to come.
But what about Star Fox? Since we're talking about space, that's got to be in there somewhere, right?
Well, you see, Kenny, in one of the many endings of Star Fox Command, Fox falls into a spiral of depression after losing Crystal, and Starwolf taking credit for saving the Lilat system from the Angler Empire. To cheer him up, Falco re-engineers their R-Wings into G-Zero Racers. Funny. That sounds a lot like F-Zero Racers. You know, maybe Nintendo just didn't want to flat out connect the two games, which is why we have G-Zero as a parody in the first place.
Actually, they were okay with a crossover between Star Fox and F-Zero, because in the very same game, Octoman, a racer from the F-Zero circuit, actually appears as a boss character working for the Angler Empire.
Wow.
What the heck is this?
Oh, that's a sexy Octoman dance from F-Zero GX. Yeah, it's a thing. You didn't know?
No.
I didn't know that. Nope. No idea. No clue. Nothing. Wow.
And I think I could have gone without that. Matt, do you have anything better?
So all this speculation has been grounded in hard data that we've seen in the various Nintendo games, but did you know that there are also some cancelled cameos in Nintendo titles? For example, in Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, characters were set to make cameos at the Starbeans Cafe, a hip little mocha hangout run by Professor Egad. From lost text and sprites in the game, we can deduce that Wario, Fox McCloud, Captain Olimar, Link, Samus, and the Excite Bike Racer were all meant to receive a cup of joe from the Mario Bros.
Aren't we leaving out a few of
Mario Bros.
Nintendo's serious franchises? Where should Fire Emblem, Earthbound, and Pokemon fall into this?
Unfortunately, there just isn't enough evidence to definitively place these franchises into our current Nintendoverse. The only game that Fire Emblem references is Glory of Hercules, and that's only in passing. Now, it's still possible that the Fire Emblem continents could exist alongside Hyrule and the Mushroom Kingdom, and that maybe the Triforce itself is considered a Fire Emblem, or heck, the Great Flood of Teleus might actually be tied to the Wind Waker, but it's too loose to call. Earthbound's in-universe presence is even more secluded, solely relying on a lone Mr. Saturn in Kirby Superstar's Great Cave Offensive. This mega minigame is a treasure trove of references, also including the famous Falchion from Fire Emblem, among many other Nintendo goodies. But believe it or not, there's an alternative way to look at where Earthbound and Pokemon fall into this. There's a theory going around that's very similar to the one that I'm proposing. It states that all of Quentin Tarantino's movies exist in the same universe, and that the Kill Bill series is actually a movie franchise from that universe. Now, what does that have to do with Nintendo? Well, for that, we're going to have to go deeper.
Oh,
In the Pokemon series,
you're going to a game itself.
Nintendo consoles are highly prevalent, leading me to believe that all of these Nintendo games are actually just the video games of the Pokemon world. This can be further supported by the fact that the developers at Game Freak appear in almost every installment of the main series. That's probably common knowledge, but did you know that the developers of Earthbound, Ape Incorporated, met to discuss the development of Earthbound 2 and Foresight? And did you also know that Ape Incorporated was largely dissolved to become Creatures Inc., which has worked on several of the main Pokemon titles alongside Game Freak? But wait, there's more. The Mario paintings in Ocarina of Time, James McCloud in F-Zero, Super Smash Bros. As a whole. All of these devious little references must mean that this has been Nintendo's dark secret all along, that they are actually a company in the combined world of Pokemon and Earthbound.
Or Animal Crossing.
Or Animal Crossing, which, by the way, is super big back in 2020. Just saying.
What?
Think about it. If your logic is that there are Nintendo consoles in the Pokemon games and that Earthbound must be in that same world, then what about the world of Animal Crossing? Not only are there playable versions of many classic Nintendo games, but there's also all kinds of Nintendo memorabilia present, like shirts, hats, models, and statues. But missing from all of these costly collectibles and retro references are Pokemon and Earthbound. Obviously, because they simply aren't games in the Animal Crossing plane of existence. These three games must exist on some sort of meta-Earth, outside of the Nintendo universe.
But that just can't be true. I mean, think about Gulliver, who's clearly a well-traveled seagull. Not only does he reference various Nintendo worlds when he washes on shore, but he's also known to have a UFO, clearly showing that he's interstellar, which means that adds to the amount of interstellar games on our list.
Guys.
Oh gosh. Take a break, man. Take a break.
Guys, calm down. Maybe there are just some things that have to be left unanswered. For now. I mean, hey, it's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see more video game awesome, you can always check out my personal channel. And also, special thanks to MatPat for lending his buttery voice to this episode. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to Game Theory, the smartest channel in gaming.
Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. If you do like this video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel, and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. This video came out from the YouTube channel The Game Theorists. They are amazing individuals. Please go and support them. Show your appreciation to them. Yeah. Thank you so much. But remember, that's just a theory, a game theory. Thanks for watching. Nah, seriously, just show support to them. They are very amazing. Thank you.